my 5 circle habits for this new year. Okay? So spiritual, family, business, financial, personal. And so on the spiritual, so I'm just going to give you what I'm doing, not telling you what to do. So what I did was I decided I want to read through the Bible in a year. Used to do that a lot, haven't done it in a while. So what I bought was called a 1-year Bible, which is kind of an unusual dynamic. I'm a start at the beginning, finish at the end. And this is kind of broken up into many different books and Psalms and all kinds of things. And so it's not, you don't get great continuity with it. But what it basically is here's your things to read today. And if you read this every day, 365, you'll have read the Bible in a year. And it's set up to do that. So it's kind of a system for it. So spiritually, I purchased a 1-year Bible. I'm going to read the Bible through this whole year. On the family circle, just check in with each one of my kids every week. And so I've got my kids in all kinds of different directions in different states now and so on and so forth. And so I started doing this here recently, and I follow a little format. I know I'm habitual and a little anal, but hey, this is what the guys thought I should share. These habits are helpful for me. And so when I text or reach out to the kids, first of all, I start with what I appreciate about them, what I'm proud of, and just checking in. And it's been interesting. My big, strapping, achieving kids all just seem to appreciate this something ferocious. And, it's easy just to forget. It's easy to forget what you appreciate. It's easy to forget what you're proud of. So guess what? I started texting the same stuff to my wife once a week. Believe it or not, that was the last penny to drop. And oh, hello. Turns out my bride could use a little encouragement also. And she's very thankful of the words and and I'm just checking in with her. And even though we see each other every day and we're sleeping in the bed together and we see each other and we're doing this and doing that, it's amazing. You send a little text and how are you doing? And here's what I appreciate you. Here's what I'm proud of you for. And just checking in. So I started with the kids and I expanded to me bride. Who knows? Maybe I'll even expand beyond that. Who knows? Maybe even Mr. Lally might get a text. What do you think? I might save that till next year, though. Don't want to overwhelm him. And then on the business side of things, the habits for this year is really kind of 2-part. First is an intense focus on my schedule. And so what's happened with me and my schedule, and this, everybody goes through this in life, is I've become overly optimistic of my schedule. And so I have immense demands, lots of different opportunities and commitments on my schedule. And then I'll meet some, oh yeah, let's get together. Oh yeah, let's go for a coffee. Or yeah, because I want to engage with people. I want to connect with people. And then I come back and Jeanette, my assistant, is going, what are you talking about? I mean, or I'll say, yeah, I want to get together with so-and-so. And she'll say, great, I got an appointment available 7 months from now. And obviously, if I knew it was 7 months out there, I'd never say, hey, let's get together and have a coffee. So a couple of things is really an intense focus on my schedule, and then non-negotiable gaps in my schedule. Clarifying it and classifying it as what. There's things I need to have space in my calendar for thinking, for processing, and for catch-up. And so I have an intense focus on my schedule and then some non-negotiable gaps built into the schedule and not being overly optimistic with it. And of course, one of my favorite things is the daily prioritized things to-do list. And I've stepped up my game on that to have a prioritized things to-do list every day. So that's on the business side of things. Financially, just a tip here is constantly adjusting our home budget. Now you go, man, you guys are doing good. Why do you need a budget? Well, a budget can't just be a confirmation of our financial suspicions. It has to be something that's constantly managed. There's no amount of money you can't outspend. And, in our situation, in our family, we have kids that have moved on to college. We have in the workplace, we have grandkids, we have all these different things. We have horses and barns and other properties and things like that. So lifestyle changes throw out a budget. And I'm going to share a podcast on this later on. Part of the good life is the good life costs money. And there's a difference between having a budget and a working budget. So a budget is, okay, here's my expenses and here's what I expect to pay. And the working budget is, here's how it's playing out. And in my actual life, I have this budget, here's the plan, But then here's how it's working out. Mike Tyson, the great philosopher, said everybody has a plan till they get punched in the face. Well, everybody can have a budget, but then how does it actually play itself out in your real life? So I call that a working budget. And a lot has changed in my life. A lot has changed in my circumstances. So I have to have a much more fluid application of the budget until I get my arms around the new normal. And so on the financial side, that's that. And then personally, for me, I've made a commitment once a quarter to do a health retreat. And so I used to do this once a year, and I'd go away and recharge the batteries and eat great food and have great exercises and, kind of think and plan and work on content and recharge the batteries. And I've decided once a year is not enough. So this new year, for my 5 circle habits, I'm doing one a quarter. And I'm going to pick some cool place where I can do intense workouts, eat real well, and clear the noodle. And I'll be better for me, I'll be better for my bride, I'll be better for my kids. I'll certainly be better for all of you. My staff, my customers, everything I do, because I'll be building up my capacity. My thinking will be at a high level. I'll have a great sense of clarity and preparation. And so I'm really looking forward to that. And in the past, the high sense of responsibility I had when I was traveling and working, I always wanted to be there for the family. And now my kids are off doing their life. They're well into their life. And so I'm okay, great. So I'm going to plan this accordingly, take the health retreat. Sometimes Bev will come, sometimes she won't. And but once a quarter, I'll be doing that. So there you go. I've got my own 5 circle habits lined up for the new year.